And your FIFA personality.
I would say cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you roll.
I don't like, stressing myself because that does add pressure and like it's not a good thing because maybe if you concede a goal first or something, obviously you'll be under pressure to score. Then you'll make mistakes, flops, and all that. So I just suggest, try and stay cool in all situations.
Do you have any cool comeback stories where you maybe were like 1-0 down, 2-0 down, and you just kind of found a way to get back into it?
Yeah, I've been like 4-0, 5-0 down on a lot of occasions, and I've came back. So even last weekend, I was at a tournament. I was like 4-1 down. I came back same game.
Really? 4-1 down at halftime?
Yeah, and I came back same game.
And won by, what was the score, final score?
I won like 7-5 or something.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that a trap? Were you setting a trap there?
Now the guy was actually a good player, so
Yeah.
he was like beating me. Basically.
Right,
But
right.
then I got to, I told myself just study the guy first, then.
Take care when you play your exhibition.
Nah, it's it's not really an exhibition. It's
Yeah.
like a huge tournament. It's an
Oh, there we go. You called it. Is that how relaxed you were about it? You were just like it's an exhibition game. Because remember when we spoke outside?
Yeah.
So now you're telling me the stakes are high.
Yeah, actually, I'm playing against some of Africa's best players, so I guess it's gonna be difficult. But
Have you played your
I'll
opponent
try my
before?
best. Huh?
You don't know who you're getting yet, right?
Yeah.
Do we have that information yet, Tools? Still not. Okay. So you've checked in for your game. You're only going to find out close to kickoff who you're playing against. But let's speak about the rest of the continent because obviously South Africa is kind of up there when it comes to FIFA. But who are our closest competitors? Who always gives us a run for our money in the region?
I would say Egypt, 100%. They're
Yeah.
very good. Then Morocco are also like new in the scene, up and coming. So
Right.
yeah, there's a few African countries actually.
Have you played MS Dosari?
I played him once, yeah.
And how was that for you?
I lost 3-1. I mean, he's good.
I was about to explain to everybody. MS Dosari is probably like the elite like FIFA player in our region, right? Which is like Middle East and Africa. He's like dominant. He's been dominant. Mans was wearing a Patek Philippe watch the other day. I was like, yo, okay. So these are people at the forefront, and this is where we're trying to go, right? And this starts by acknowledging talents such as Thabo. So Thabo, let's talk about the rest of the calendar for the year in terms of tournaments and positions you want to be in. Is there anything like any specific tournament that you want to participate in this year?
There's a few tournaments coming up, like the Absa Festival and and I'm part of that tournament, and I'm just hoping to win it. Then going forward, I'm not sure what tournaments are gonna come up, but whatever tournament there is, basically.
When was the last time you got yourself a gold medal or won an event?
Nah, it's been long, cause like all the events have been online, so it's just prize money. And all that.
Right. No, so the world is opening up, obviously, because we have more people able to join us, and that obviously is going to help you, right, being able to get back on the scene.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. All right, cool. Let's just keep a check on the time. I don't want you to miss your kickoff. You still told us how we're looking. We still got time? Yeah? All right, cool. So in terms of the game, and for the guys here, let's say I'm a blank canvas, and I'm like, hey, man, I want to learn FIFA. Like, what would be the best advice you can give someone to be competitive?
I would say stay composed. That's
composure.
the first thing that must come to your mind. Just stay composed, because there will be unexpected situations, basically, like maybe you concede like a very unfortunate goal, for example, So just, stay composed.
Okay. And from a personal brand management perspective, the Red Bull thing, you with Goliath, because obviously, when you won that thing, I'm sure you had a lot of offers from different organizations. How did you go about selecting what was a good fit for you?
The Goliath thing, mainly it was my teammate. He's still my teammate today, Julio.
Bianchi,
so he was like, he's one of the best players, obviously. Him being here already, I wanted to play alongside him. So that's how I made my decision, basically.
Julio is another one of the veterans in the scene. Julio Bianchi, the beast. He plays alongside Kalen, who's also, they're in a 2v2 team, right? And they represent Ibafana Bafana. So once again, quite a high level of player. And when you speak to Kalen, who's probably one of the top players, he looks at Julio as an inspiration. And so Tabo's mentioning him in the same breath. So if you want to know more about who the top dogs are locally, Julio is definitely one of them, alongside Kalen, alongside Tabo. There's about 6-7 players on the FIFA GG who are just killing it for South Africa. But there are challenges when you play from here and you're playing against guys in that region. How do you prepare for that? Because we always have to contend with the fact of like lag and, you know, ping. Does that setback help you with your game? Because obviously now if you know how to play on a bad connection, you're going to be even better on a proper one.
100%.
Yeah.
I think the best way we go about it is just, I don't know, we try to prepare yourself mentally. That's the biggest thing about it, because like, it's all in the mind, you know. If you think you can't play in that bad connection, and then you can't. Then if you think you can, then you can. You know what I mean? That's basically how I go about it.
Are you a FUT head?
Yeah.
Give us a breakdown of your squad. Who are some of the players you're packing?
Nah, that's very bad. My pack luck is... Nah, it's very bad. It's very bad.
Really bad? So what do you do instead then? Like, you just...
Yeah, I mean, so basically at the start of the season, we have to go pay to win. So like, yeah, we have to buy points and stuff when the season starts and try to build a basic squad. Then as the year goes on, you try to pack players. But for me personally, nah, I don't want to speak about it.
Touchy subject. Okay, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Anyone know of a bad pack, support group for Tabo? No? Are you guys packing properly?
I'm
Okay.
sure there's chance to play Ultimate Team, man. They all know about the pack luck.
The pack luck, yeah.
It's terrible.
For those of you who plays, put your hands up if you play Ultimate Team.
Yeah, you see, like... Yeah.
Oh, there's about 6-7 players in the room. I'm kidding, guys. I just like, for me, the whole thing of paying to win is a bit, but I get it. At your level, content creation, I know why the ecosystem exists. As far as football games, what do you think they need, though? You know, you're someone who's playing football games a lot of the time. Do you think they're realistic enough? Do you think they're challenging enough? Do you think they're fair enough? Are people leaning into meta too much? How do you feel about the current scene?
Yeah, in my opinion, people are just, they leading to the meta too much, because like, there's like...
They just want to win.
Yeah, you know, there's a difference between the PS5 and the PS4 version on FIFA.
Right.
That shouldn't even be a thing, because like, it's the same basic game, you know what I mean? But then there's like a certain way you must play on PS4, there's a certain way you must play on PS5 to win, so...
Who's here for the PS5 competition today? Okay, would you agree with that statement, that having played on PS4 and PS5 is completely different? What do you find are some of the biggest differences between the two?
Obviously, the PS4 is quite faster, and I would say like the teams are more open. You know, then PS5, the teams are more like parked up us, they at the back, so you must always come from the wing, basically. For example, you come from the wing, pass, in the box, score, basically like that.
Y'all making notes? PS5 guys? You making notes? You writing? Okay, cool. Okay, all right, that's cool. And then in terms of 2v2, I like the fact that, it's coming more and more into the fore. I feel like football is a sports game, it's a team game. 2v2 makes things a little bit more interesting. If you had to pick anybody to have as your partner in a 2v2 situation, who would it be?
Wait, like anyone from South Africa or from...
Anywhere in the world.
Nah, it'll probably be my friend from like these days now. He used to compete, I don't know if you know him, but Mohammed Diop.
Okay, no, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll basically choose him. He's a very good FIFA player.
What do you like about his style, and how do you think it complements yours?
I kind of play similar, like his skills, and he's clever, man, in general, so yeah.
Okay, no, that's cool. Guys, I'm going to open up the floor before Tabo gets into his game. We're going to be chilling with Tulani pretty soon and just speaking about the other side, maybe behind the scenes perspective. So anybody with a question, just put your hand up. I'll come out, and then you can ask Tabo anything. Okay, here we go.
What formation do you use, bro?
4-2-2.
Oh, you're a demon, eh? But you like text, dude. You know text.
Yeah, no
Fuck,
text.
bro. He's something else, dude. He's something else.
Yeah, the 422 is the best formation. Like, it's the most
Easy.
balanced.
Fuck, dude. I use 442, but if I knew that, I would have been practicing on 4222.
I used to like the 442, but then this year I feel like it's not the one.
It's so open.
Yeah, it's open,
It's
exactly.
open. Like, I know I'm going to struggle today. I'm going to use like France or whatever, but fuck, Kante can only do so much by himself, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So,
But it is what it is.
422 suits him better, you know?
Yeah, like, you flood the box fucked up, dude. It's insane.
Okay.
Hey, Tools, which country, oh, Tabo, which country do you use, or which team on country do you use?
I use PSG.
PSG is your favorite.
I feel like they're the best team in this FIFA because the defenders are fast, you know. The center mids, they're not that good, but the attack is very good, you know. So
Okay.
if you're thinking of a team, just go PSG, man. Honestly, yeah,
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
no problem.
How many people have just been like, oh, I'm going to use PSG now? Well, who was using PSG already? How many PSG fans here? What other dominant teams are in the game? I'm guessing Real Madrid, who's using them? Who's thinking about Barcelona? Who's thinking about France? Everyone's keeping their cards close to their chest. No one's saying anything. Okay. Listen, if you're going to lose, you're still going to lose, guys, whether you tell me or not. Any other questions from this section for Tabo? Yo, Shab. Anyone else? All right, cool. Folks, please, a round of applause. Tabo Young Molloy. Young Savage Molloy. There we go. We wish you all the best for your game. Enjoy it. And we'll catch up with you afterwards. And no pressure. We're expecting a 10-0. Ne? 10. I put money on it. I'm kidding. Tools. You're up.
Morning, guys.
Gents, this is Mr. Tulani Sishi. He's also part of Goliath Gaming, an avid gamer himself, a caster, but also very much involved in the operations of running a gaming organization. So maybe, Tools, we can just rewind and kind of go back to how you got your start in the scene, in esports, because obviously there's always a game that's the spark, and then from there, we're here.
Yeah, so I was a rugby player initially. I was playing for the Sharks under 18 and 19. I got injured, but simultaneously I was always in esports, always competing, playing Contra, Doom 1, 2, 3. All those games we used to play in the arcade. You know those Sega games with the cartridges you have to blow? We were all part of that era. Yeah. But eventually I got good one-game Counter-Strike. I was the best player in Durban with my brother. We got picked up our team in Joburg. We're the best in Joburg. We actually started representing some good organizations. Then I got picked up by Bravado. We became the best team in the country. This was about, 2014 onwards, and got to travel the world representing our country, representing our organizations. And eventually I had to retire, you know, when your wrists don't have that youth anymore. They get a bit weak. You can't keep up with these new kids coming out.
Right.
And now all I do is provide opportunities for players like Tabo to pursue their career, be able to do what they do, have the best equipment that needs them, because equipment is a competitive advantage. You must understand you need the best equipment to be able to perform at the highest level, because those fine margins are quite important. You get a 60 hertz screen and then you get a 120 hertz screen, and you don't realize the difference until you actually see the physical difference. And making sure discipline's a thing. At Goliath Gaming, we have high performance coaches. We have facilities there that the players come in boot camp before they play big tournaments. We make sure they're there a week early, just to make sure their head's in the game. They got everything they need. They're not distracted, and ultimately, making sure they're balanced.
Yeah. Okay, that's dope, man. That sounds like a long list of responsibilities. But just tell me, like, how having been a player and then going into the support staff role, obviously there's an advantage, there's things that you were able to see from a player's perspective, and how did you then take that knowledge and improve the ecosystem for players, you know? Like, what did you bring that said, okay, guys, we need to support the players this way?
Honestly, just the energy and letting them know that you're there. I mean, when
Yeah.
I was a player, there was just small nitty-gritty things that I didn't want to worry about as a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
I didn't want to worry about my itinerary. I didn't want to worry about just small things like checking in for your flights, making sure you got enough water for the day, you got enough food for the day. I mean, especially with media, I mean, your schedule around that. After your game, where do you have to be next? Small things like in the winter in Joburg, because I was from Durban, I didn't know I needed hand warmers before I played my competitions. I mean, I arrive in Joburg and my hands are freezing on the grand stage. I'm in the finals and I can't really focus because
Yeah.
my hands are just small things like that.
Right.
Is super important. Just ultimately, when I was a player, I had a manager, but at the same time, I had to manage myself. Everybody needs to manage themselves, and players tend to forget that as well.
Right.
Everybody needs to be their own leader, be their own manager, and be on top of their game. And you need to reinforce that
Yeah.
with the players, for them to understand, hey, your career is in your hands.
Right.
I'm only here to support you, to get you where you need to be.
Okay. And let's talk about then, because of the prevalence of like console gaming and mobile gaming, you see the typical gamers getting younger and younger. What's then, the trick, I guess, to cultivating young talent but getting the balance right between education, between the esports and socialization, I guess? How do you strike that balance? Or what do you advise them to do to lead a fully formed life?
So we actually had this conversation with our high performance coach, Steve. So he was discussing, and even in my era when we were playing, it's weird. I found myself quite balanced, right? I was on the sports field playing rugby. When I got home, I was doing my homework, and then I got to play games. And now that there's been an excessive amount of games coming out,